Sierra! Gil said he saw you in Mr. Ruoso's car last night.
I wasn't in his car.
You know, any man who wants to be friends with a girl your age is a pig.
I wasn't in his car.
If he asks you to be his friend, I want you to tell me, okay?
Were you specifically looking for a risky project? Did you say, you know what, I've done a romantic comedy with Catherine Zeta-Jones, now let's try to do something that's a little bit more out there?
No. I was probably looking for another romantic comedy. But there's a thing about being an actor and finding good material. It's very difficult to turn good material down, especially when you're working with great filmmakers. It's not that you want to turn things down, but there have been many movies in my career where I thought, well, I'll wait for something else, but then something comes up where you just think, well, I have to do this part, and that's what this was. And I think that the movie is turning out exactly the way we expected it to turn out. So it was worth doing the project.
Obviously, the physical scenes you prepared, talking to Alan, he made you feel good. On the actual days where you had to shoot those, how did you interact with Summer, your co-star, you know, in between takes? Because it must have been so difficult.
First of all, for me, I had to know that Summer knew where I was coming from, which was, I have no designs on you. I'm an actor. You're an actor. And I really needed to know that she knew that. I also needed her to know that we were going to play out the scene. If I had to touch her, I was going to touch her. Afterwards, it was businesslike. It was like Alan would say cut, and I would kind of go over here, and she would go over here, and you know, like that. I don't remember joking around too much, although I would if she. But once you're in character like that, you kind of do it, and you stay there. And I don't remember taking too many takes, you know.
Right.
But it was cool. It was cool because she understood that I wasn't trying to get fresh. That was important to me.
This is obviously is Alan Ball's first feature film as a director. Of course, he wrote American Beauty and, you know, 6 Feet Under. What kind of a director was he? Was he someone who really kind of, once you were on the set, did he let you do your own thing? Was he very collaborative?
Very collaborative, very sensitive to what you had to shoot that day. He kept the set light, very polite, very courteous, very generous, wanted you to take his words and run with them. He loved his actors, loved Summer. You know, it was just so good with her. And, you know, I mean, this being her first film, you would never know it. She's so good in the movie, and what a part that Alan wrote. He was in love with her, you know. He would come back between every take, and that was great. And yeah, he was sensitive. He never, you know, some directors trying to be, helpful will use the negative approach. They'll come back with a negative joke, or that was this or that, you know, and it's funny, but it's negative. He never did that. He always came back positively. You always felt that you could talk to him. You always felt that he was on your side, knowing that time was running out, location was running out, you know, we had to make cuts on this scene or whatever it was. So I had the utmost respect for him, and you knew that you were in good hands.